Minnesota Republican lawmakers are looking at an unusual funding source for new veteran homes. U.S. Bank Stadium, the home of the Minnesota Vikings. WCCO's Pat Kessler joins us live from the state capitol tonight. Well, Pat, you got our attention. How would this work?
Yeah, there's always something here, isn't there? It turns out that special fund that's set aside to pay down the debt at U.S. Bank Stadium is growing a lot faster than people thought. So Republicans have this idea: take money from the Vikings and give it to the vets. U.S. Bank Stadium is piling up more money than expected to pay down the $1 billion it costs to build the home of the Vikings. That's why some lawmakers want to grab the excess funds to build 3 new veterans homes.
But I can't think of a better use of the People's Stadium money to go towards the People's Veterans Homes.
Minnesota has a critical shortage of veterans' medical and nursing home facilities, forcing many vets to drive hours for care.
And once and for all, get the job done so that services delayed will not be denied anymore, and that we fully honor the moral obligation of taking care of veterans.
The state currently operates veterans' homes in Minneapolis, Hastings, Laverne, Fergus Falls, and Silver Bay. The Republican plan creates 3 more in Preston, Bemidji, and Montevideo. But the cost to build and operate is steep. The excess funding comes from much higher than expected pull tab revenues, which go into the stadium fund and could fluctuate from year to year. That's why Governor Dayton says he's open to building new veterans' homes, but not by raiding the Vikings Stadium.
If we have a problem, then they're all over us. When something's doing well, like the stadium and the reserve fund there, and building a sound fiscal foundation, then they want to raid the money.
Well, Governor Dayton estimates that building 3 new veterans homes would cost a lot of money, $66 million to build all of them. And he says he supports the idea, but he wants to do it, and he wants Republicans to agree to this, to do it by the way the state normally builds these big projects, and that's borrow the money and then pay it back over 30 years like you do a home mortgage. So this is something that's a new idea, but it's already running into some controversy.
Yeah, well, Pat, I mean, no one's anti-veteran, but a couple questions. How does the DFL feel about it? And what do you do about not just building, but operating them 5 or 10 years from now?
Well, that's a really good question because, in fact, it would cost a lot of money to operate these. It costs about $10 million a year to operate all of these new ones, and they have to come up with that money, too. So there's no doubt, I think a lot of people here agree, that veterans need easier access to medical care and to nursing home care. They have to drive for hours to get there. So everybody agrees about this, but they can't agree on how to build new ones, how to pay for them specifically. So if they can come to some sort of agreement, everybody will be happy. But taking it from the Vikings Stadium, that excess money, is not something a lot of people like here.
All right. Pat Kessler, live in St. Paul. Thank you.
You bet.